Welcome back to the channel, everybody. As you can see from that beginning clip, I've been pretty busy in the shop between painting the walls, working on the trailer, and trying to get the car done. Got a lot to accomplish before the 2022 season. So come along for the ride. We'll show you what I've been working on for the past couple weeks. First off, let's get all the boring shop stuff out of the way. Since it was starting to get cold out, I ended up putting a 1-inch line from the gas meter all the way out to the shop. And then Dad and I ended up installing this big 250,000 fire-breathing monster in there, so it definitely won't have any problems this winter with heating issues. No more torpedoes. Then I ended up moving everything off of the workbench wall and got to painting. It's not quite finished yet, but it'll do for now. And then I can start painting on the other side here in the next week or so. Now we're gonna move on to some race car things. First off, I needed to get the wheels polished up. This isn't the right way, this isn't the wrong way. This is just how I do it. But I usually use a big old buffer wheel, some metal polish, and a rouge bar. Yeah, it takes a little bit longer, but they sure do show up nice. I can't complain at all. And since I was on a polishing kick, and since sheet metal's so darn high right now, I went ahead and polished the deck up. I'm gonna reuse the majority of this decking just to save some money this year. I think I got one, maybe two panels that I'm gonna end up replacing. But other than that, it'll shine up. She's got a few rock dents in her, but she'll manage another year. Next up, I needed to drain all the fuel so that way I could blow out all the lines, clean the fuel filter, and clean out the fuel cell. Found a little bit of plastic in the fuel filter, so I'm kind of glad I did. I might have to take the carburetor apart and go ahead and rebuild it at the same time just to make sure there's no extra gunk in there. And of course, I never can do any of this without making a mess. While all that gas dries up, we'll move to the back of the car and go ahead and change this rear end fluid. Probably go ahead and sit here and let this drain for a while. It's got about 8 to 10 races on the fluid. I got a little lazy towards the end of the year there and didn't change it out as much as I probably should have. Usually change it out about every 4 races, so. And since I'm already changing fluids, I might as well do the tranny too. See a bunch of other guys doing this kind of stuff. I've always wanted to do it and finally got some time to do it. Ran the battery charger to the back by the back bumper. Got a little battery maintainer here. That'll make things much easier so you don't have to run these big bulky things through the deck. I like that a lot better. A lot cleaner, a lot more simple. Easy peasy. As far as the race car goes, managed to wipe down the whole chassis, checking all the cracks, checking all the welds, 4 cracks. Managed to change all the fluids as far as rear end transmission. Getting ready to order new heims so I can get the ends of the heims changed over. The fuel system has been flushed. Filter's been changed. Let's see what else. I got new valve springs on the way so I can get those changed out. Got a lot more to order. So then I got to make a body. Still a lot to do. As you can see, I already got the winch off the trailer. Used to mount here. See if we can get it on the camera there. Used to mount here, which is up top of the T-bar there. And as you can see, starting to bend it back a little bit. I don't like where it's mounted. Pretty much probably going to end up building a platform right here and welding that all in, and then mounting this plate down on that platform so that way the winch is lower, and then probably try to cover this in here and that in over there and put 2 boxes one on each side for some spare parts and whatnot. And then we'll try to get the ramp over, not the ramp overs, the tire rack on there. And then we can finish off covering up the ramp overs and sheet the whole side, and it'll look like a normal trailer. She's a little rough looking now, but give her a little bit. She'll be all right. She'll get the job done. She'll make it to the racetrack. That's all that matters, right? So now that I got this top plate off, I can go ahead and start hacking this whole battery box and everything out and get rid of it, and then come back through and get rid of this top rail since it's all bent and tweaked, and then start boxing that in and make my my compartments and get that winch mounted down here somewhere. The plate that was up top of here, I'm gonna save that, reuse that. That way I can bolt the winch back down and weld that back in down here somehow. I might have to run a couple extra box tubes there to be able to bolt the or weld the winch plate to, but I'll figure that out. So let's get to hacking the rest of this stuff off. To get it all ground down. Got a little pitting right here from where the battery box was at. I'm not going to really worry about grinding that down too far. I don't want to weaken this whole section here, so just going to leave her. Throw some paint over that later when you go to paint the trailer, and she'll be just fine. She'll get me to the racetrack. Now that is a lot of grinding and cutoff wheel dust. Part of it.